Hi, guys. This is the Work Your Money podcast with host Michelle Wong and guest host.
Danielle.
And we have a great guest, Carl Schiovone. Hi, Carl.
Hi, great to be here.
Great having you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your
Well, we're
background.
here at the 2017 Real Estate Expo, which I am proud to be co-hosting with Realty 411 and Linda Pliagas. And basically what we are is a networking and education group on Long Island, New York. And our mission statement is to educate new investors and to also scale the businesses of business owners who want to get their business to the next level. My background started about 36 years ago in the industry as a realtor, investor. I am also a performance coach, so I work with real estate investors, helping them to achieve their goals. And it's a very exciting time. The market is very hot right now. We're getting a lot of interest in learning how to become a real estate investor, and this is just one of our networking events. We are definitely avid networkers, and we believe networking is one of the keys to success in any business. So that's a little bit about my background.
Oh, awesome. So, it's great to have an association where real estate investors can go, especially so for those individuals that are trying to get started in the business and they don't know where to go. Only because, from my experience, when I first got into the whole real estate investing, because I'm a real estate agent in New York and Pennsylvania, but I started to get into investing with my business partner, and one of the things that we had as a common factor is what would be the next move, how do we go about it. So going to an association where you can get that assistance, and
Absolutely.
not just assistance but mentoring from individuals that are in the field,
Absolutely.
that's
And
awesome.
what we're seeing right now is a lot of people who really do not know anything about real estate investing. And I think a lot of this has to do with all of the TV shows that are going on right now. And everyone says, well, gee, I always wanted to do that. So we're seeing a lot of people that are coming out anxious to do deals, but what they're not doing is they're not giving themselves the opportunity to get, ready to pull the trigger. So with that comes a strong foundation, not only on the educational side, but in terms of understanding who you need to surround you, whether it be your professional team, whether it be your realtors, your bankers, your attorneys, and of course your business coaches. And that's really important because in today's market, with the competition that's very fierce as it is today, it's going to be important for you to know what a good deal looks like, because all too often we see sometimes after the fact people go out there and they make a mistake on an investment. So for anyone who's new out there, just slow it down a little bit, surround yourself with the people who are currently doing it. I can guarantee you that all of that's going to rub off on you. And once you build that network, it's going to be so much easier for you to get into the business.
Oh, I totally agree with that. And you're absolutely right. I think that with TV, and I love these reality TV shows and so forth, sometimes they don't show the back end of all of the day-to-day grind that you have to go into when you're trying to get into your first deal, or even keeping the momentum going of going after another deal, what to look for, and sometimes from what I've seen, certain people, when they get into it, they make a mistake, they get frustrated, and then they kind of back away instead of propelling forward.
Absolutely. Well, the shows on Hollywood is really no indication of what actually happens in real life, because you're not seeing what's happening behind the scenes. What you're not seeing is the fact that, before you're doing your first rehab, you may have made, 150 offers already, and none of them were accepted, right? Or trying to struggle about how to finance a deal, or how to get the contractors that are going to not bury you. So, the fear here is that people should really have an open mind in absorbing everything around them before they open up their checkbook. And clearly, in this business, risk mitigation is very, very important. And what we teach our students is understanding what a good deal looks like and understand how to mitigate as much risk as possible. Of course, there's always going to be some risk in this business, but there's got to be a way for you to at least get your arms around how much you're willing to take on.
Oh, no, that's absolutely 100% true. And again, the great thing about having an association that is within the community is to be able to have those individuals go in and be able to see the experts doing this day in and day out, and they can see it's not as glamorous as it looks on TV.
That is correct.
But it's also very rewarding if you
Absolutely.
really put your time, energy, and effort into it. It's just
Absolutely.
persistence, and sometimes you'll make mistakes, which it does happen.
Right.
Even the experts, sometimes they have their hiccups here and there.
Absolutely.
But it's a matter of just continuously going forward and moving on, and
Absolutely.
until you really hone in to where you're feeling comfortable in, in what
Sure. And with
avenue
the
you wanna
local
go.
groups, whether it be here on Long Island or across the country, the local groups, that you attend are going to really help create the foundation, because you're already going to see people who are successful, and what you're going to end up doing is leveraging off of their success, and maybe getting deals from them or you giving them deals. So if there's one thing that I strongly suggest for anyone who wants to get involved with real estate, is to join your local real estate investment group. And they're all over the country. Just do a Google search and they are there. And that's really going to help set the stage, because really, one of the key to success is surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. And the only way you're going to really do that is to kind of hang out where they hang out. And for the people who are absolutely committed to networking, I see firsthand there's a tremendous difference in how quickly they become successful and the levels that they attain. And that's really probably the best advice I can give anybody who's just starting out, is just surround yourself with all of the right good people. And of course, be skeptical, because out there, there are opportunists that understand that some newbies are vulnerable. So for that reason, I always say to the new investors, if you don't understand a deal, you have no business getting into a deal. If someone is bringing you a deal, you better understand it as well as they do. And if you don't, you should really kind of walk the other way. And that's, again, focusing on, there really is no quick and easy road to success. You're going to have to put your time in, you're going to have to put your hours in, your commitment to your networking. But at the end of the day, this is a very repeatable business. It's a very easy business, and once you get the process down, amazing things can happen. I've been seeing this for 30 years as a coach, people who really have no experience as a real estate investor, and before you know it, implementing a lot of the foundational things, some of the levels that they're attaining to is just mind-boggling.
No, absolutely.
How would you spot a good deal? Like, what would you consider a good deal, like for a novice?
Well, here's the thing. That's a good question. How to find a good deal. First and foremost, you're going to have to find it quickly, because in fact, if it is a very good deal and it's on the internet or on MLS, I can assure you that 10,000 other people are finding that it's a good deal. So where we're really finding where these good deals occur is also through your network. For example, if you have an inside line to realtors who are heavily involved in your market, they're going to be able to tell you, hey Carl, we have a listing that I'm going to be putting up in the next day or two. I think it's right up your alley. And that gives you a great opportunity to kind of get on that as soon as possible. Networking with people who are doing a lot of advertising and taking on leads that they really don't want to follow through on. Maybe it's too big, maybe it's too small, maybe it's out of their area. Those leads are going to come from them. So when we look at a good deal takes on a lot of different complexions, and it's really going to be about making sure that you know what a good deal looks like, whether it's a cash flow property or a remodel and flip. But the bottom line here is that a lot of these deals that are these killer grand slam deals, they're not coming from the MLS, or at least initially not from the MLS. Sometimes there are MLS listings that are out there that are overpriced that ultimately become a killer deal. But at the end of the day, the people who are doing big numbers and being really successful are finding a lot of off-market deals through direct marketing, direct networking. So that's probably the best way to go at that.
Wow. Great advice, Carl. Great advice.
Well, thank you.
And we shall speak after this. I definitely, there's a few things that you mentioned that just got me all flustered in a good way. So, Carl, for our listeners and viewers, where can they find you?
Well, we'd love for you to come down to our monthly networking meetings right here on Levittown, Long Island. East Coast REIA, that's East Coast REIA.net. We meet every month. We get about 100 people at all of our meetings. We have a dinner together, and these platforms is really where the magic is going to start. Most of the people that come every month, so you're going to be developing long-term relationships. You're going to have attorneys in the room, you're going to have accountants, you're going to have lenders in the room, and that's what's really going to make you see that this is really not just a dream, but a possibility. So we really encourage everyone to come down, join us for a great meal and great networking.
Awesome. So there you have it. Carl, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye now.
Hi guys, this is Michelle Wong from the Work Your Money podcast. If you like this video, subscribe down below.